Thoughts from the brink of collapse. This is from a paper, How We Could Survive in a Post-Collapse World by Stephanie Rost. So this paper was looking at historical collapses, the kind of really ancient civilizations that have collapsed, and why that has happened, and then it looks more at kind of modern collapses like the Syrian war. So this is, I'm quoting here, across these historical examples, common survival strategies emerge. The formation of local communities and reliance on social networks provided resilience when centralized systems failed. In cases like Syria and Venezuela, informal economies, barter systems, and mutual aid networks emerged to sustain daily life in the absence of functioning state institutions. A shift to subsistence farming ensured food security in the absence of large-scale trade. Migration to safer areas or alliances and new power structures offer protection and stability when traditional state services break down. Technological and community innovations such as Syria's communication networks and Yemen's solar-powered energy solutions help people endure hardship and manage transformation, be it fast or slow, in response to instability. Also appears to be a theme of historical collapse examples. So we should be expanding skills for survival. Due to their origins within the stable climate environment, skills such as farming, hunting and foraging will need to adapt to an unpredictable challenges of the Anthropocene. No longer will the seasons be predictable, and the ability to grow crops or raise animals for food is in doubt. The complex societies could collapse downwards to smaller but surviving equilibrium. The contrast here is that the process of ecological degradation contributing to factors of collapse could take significant swaths of Earth's inhabitants, both animal and human, to the brink of extinction. In terms of survival practices, therefore, communities should focus skills on disaster response, such as first aid, search and rescue techniques, emergency shelter construction, as well as psychological first aid to address the trauma and stress. Traditional healthcare systems break down. Community health networks that focus on preventative care and identifying vulnerable individuals could save lives, given the significant importance of healthcare. Specialist survival skills, recycling and repurposing. The ability to innovate and repurpose materials, turning discarded items into usable tools, building materials and energy sources will become useful skills. Knowledge sharing through digital or low-tech means, radio networks and mesh networks or printed guides can help to spread crucial information on survival techniques when internet is no longer available. XR readiness was an attempt at this, but sadly was deeply flawed. Preparing for psychological challenges. The psychological impact of collapse will be immense, especially in a world where familiar landmarks and ways of life are disappearing. Emotional resilience will need to go beyond maintaining hope. It will involve developing a deep connection to nature, finding purpose in community service, and embracing new identities as protectors of the environment and each other. Survival in the Anthropocene will also mean embracing uncertainty as a constant companion. as cascading climate disasters are likely to cause ongoing psychological trauma, even in times of calm. Mindfulness and stress management techniques like gardening and deep connection to nature can help individuals and groups stay present and focused, and is deemed a key feature of climate adaptation. Developing a mindset that can move through the ecological grief process towards acceptance quickly in order to move to an activated state may perhaps be the most essential skill for navigating a world where environmental shocks can arrive with little warning. Cultural adaptability will be important as physical adaptation, rethinking societal values, moving from consumerism to sufficiency and stewardship, is crucial for long-term survival given its impact on the environment. This involves shifting away from individualistic survivalism towards collective resilience and embracing simpler, more sustainable ways of living. Communities can redefine well-being to focus on relational, environmental health rather than material wealth, and will better prepare for a world where abundance can no longer be taken for granted. Cultural flexibility will also require a willingness to change long-standing traditions around food, housing, social structures to fit new environmental realities. A post-collapse world will be a world of extremes, extreme cold, heat waves, and at times deadly heat waves. Is Throughtopia and transformative adaptation useful for collapse? Well, that depends on who you ask. Some writers include survival skills and some reject it. Suggesting that learning survival skills is a trope is clearly only the view of one person promoting Throughtopia. It's a short-sighted view given the nature of our predicament. This is a view based on the idea that things aren't as bad as they are. As long as wet bulb temperatures aren't mentioned, then we can keep it that way. The prospect of a post-collapse world is daunting and fraught with unprecedented challenges. Unlike past eras of societal decline, we are facing a climate crisis of a scale and speed that humanity has never before encountered. This reality demands a new approach to survival, one that acknowledges the enormity of the crisis while seeking to adapt in innovative ways. While history offers examples of societies that have weathered existential threats through adaptability and community strength, the challenges today are global in scale and scope. The more modern examples illustrate the attempt at survival that are attempted even within a more globally integrated system, where we can more visibly witness multifaceted nature of collapse. Climate change exacerbates these existing vulnerabilities, and any recovery or transformation will be taking place amid the deteriorating climatic conditions. It is crucial to acknowledge that the concept of collapse is not universal. Its manifestations and implications vary across cultures and geopolitical contexts. In particular, the dominant narratives of collapse often reflect a Eurocentric perspective rooted in assumptions about the stability of state-managed infrastructure, many of which are shaped by colonial histories. In numerous regions across the food, water and security, sanitation and healthcare has never been given or guaranteed as a right. Collapse itself has also been a feature of social imaginaries for centuries, framing it as a social construction rather than a discrete event. Recognizing this disparity is essential when considering the development of universally applicable adaptations, ensuring that any proposed solutions reflect the diverse realities of global populations and what collapse means in the context of climate change. When I make these videos about distressing subjects, I do something which is about tricking the mind into a more relaxing state. So I layer in birdsong, and obviously you're seeing footage of the nature that I have taken. And what these things actually do is they produce serotonin in your brain, and that helps to relax you. And if you learn anything, you also get a bit of dopamine. It's a naughty trick,